Yo, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Hot day in the markets yesterday. Everybody make any money? Dude, there were more plays than I knew what to do with. It's like one of those times where, you're not supposed to overtrade, but it's not overtrading if you're winning. Like yesterday, there was not a single stock that had a flag pattern or anything like that I saw that didn't fucking break out. So it was really a wild day just because every single stock was so hot. Like you had to sit there all day and trade. Like I don't like trading the full day, but you got to do it sometimes because opportunity only comes right so many times. Like on a given week, you may have like, I would say maybe 2 out of the days in a week, you'll have like what's called trend days where the market trends like straight to the upside or downside where like everything follows through and it's easy. So when you start getting a trend day, what you have to do is make sure that you're really pushing it to the limits because you've got to hold on. I feel like my camera's a little smudged here. So you got to really push it to the limit on those particular days because you don't get them that often. You get them every couple days a week or whatever. And so yesterday I did a little over traded, but it's not over traded if you're winning, right? And so let's get into the watch list, and I'm gonna share my screen. I still can't figure out what's wrong with my OBS. The OBS system. It doesn't work on this fucking laptop. It keeps saying like update some driver bullshit. So when I get back home, we'll be back on the old way of the OBS and the screen share and all that. In the meantime, you'll just be stuck looking at my head. As you can see, I gave myself a fresh Friday haircut so I could go out and crush some Heinekens and pick up some chicks. No, just kidding. I do like to give myself a fresh Friday haircut. All right, so let's go and do this. So markets in general, super strong. So yesterday was an epic shake and bake. See that? Like you got the gap down and then you really started to make this run on it. That's hard to do. Like it caught me at the open too. Like one of the things to be wary of always when you're trading is to be like really, really nimble. When we saw the gap down here, I originally took some shorts at the open and they fucking all reversed on me, right? And we had to flip everything. So one of the big parts about trading is just, right, you've got to be malleable. You've got to be adaptable to market conditions. I mean, the fucking market, if it gaps down and it goes green, right, I mean, you got to go flip and go long and start adding stuff. And, that's what we did. We ended up with a good day. But, part of it was just the ability to have that kind of flip over there to do that. Let's take a look at the watch list. Not as many good gappers today as there were yesterday, but there's a lot of secondary continuation plays. You've got this med that's busting out of range here. The caveat on this, I give this a B or a B minus because there's a shot that, there's going to be a spread on this one. If you start to see a spread of like 50 cents or $1 on this, leave it alone. Like it's going to be really, really important, to just bail. Very important in what we do. This TTO, so it's at 128 right now. So it should be busting out to all-time highs here. If you look at its weekly chart, it's right there. One caveat with TTO, I've seen this now three times in the last couple earnings. What it'll do is it'll pop up and then it'll come down and it'll like shake out at the 9 EMA sometime and then it'll literally fiddle around for a while and then it starts to ramp. So like what you want to do is almost like something like a DXCM, like where like it comes back down and it starts to round and then it starts to push. Some of those larger stocks just do that, especially in that price range. So that's going to be really important. So that's going to be how I'm kind of dealing with this TTWO. This SYMC, you can see like you've got this kind of bear flag lifestyle over here. It's breaking down these lows. It's also trending during in this pre-market. So that's really good. Like I like to see them trend in pre-market like this because it just tells you that, right? It tells you that the shake is on, like that it's already on the move like that. I like that because when they start to rise up pre-market, then the resistance that comes from here doesn't come into play, and that becomes really, really tricky. So just something to do. Hey, Reed, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. This Tesoro too. My only worry with this one, so this one's been drifting down for like 10 days. Now it's gapping down on its earnings. I'm wondering if this is kind of, this is kind of like the last gasp, or like everybody already knows it's a turd. But I'm going to try not to read into it too much. We'll play the action on it. Stair cycle. You could play this stair cycle if you want also. It's going to have a little bit of a spread, I think. There's not much volume in it yet, but overall it looks okay. Cadam and mid-range. So look, the secondary plays for today will be Tesla. Hold on, let me change this thing. There it is. So secondary plays for today. Tesla, after its big romp yesterday, this will be good for secondary. My fave is this SQ. Notice how we're opening red on this thing. If this thing goes red to green and busts out this area right here, I think that we're going to have some fun on this bad boy. Fuck this thing. Fuck this thing too. Oh, no. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. So we got Tesla. We got Square. Sono. We ripped the shit out of this thing. Any big dips, I would not chase this thing up on a secondary day 2 gap. But if this thing dips down at the open, this will be something that gets really, really good. This has got a big range to it. And that might have just been because of the IPO, but we'll have to figure out the setup on this. So it's already gapping up. So I want to see like a pullback to the 9 or something like that to get this thing going. This thing's a hoe. And then add this here. It had a big romp yesterday. I mean, the pickings on this was really clean. I think this one's got more upside with the float being so low. Good. I think that's it. All right, folks. So those are the main lists. And then obviously something like an MZOR. I put this on the list yesterday because it had this sick follow through at the open. 58 down to 51. If this thing opens up green, watch this thing for a secondary refade. Had some volume expansion yesterday. We may be able to get a nice secondary play on this thing. If I could turn back time. All right. Fuck. Cool. All right, peoples, I got to go do what I do. As they say, hasta mañanas. Bum, 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 bum. Be good. It's Friday. Friday's your money day. End the week strong, my friends. All right?